What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the next video in learning Laravel. My name is Zani and you guys are watching my channel Koraywood. Alright, so in this video we're going to talk about Faker or Faker Factory, as a lot of programmers call it. So what is the function of the Faker Factory? Faker Factory is used if you want to insert like 50 rows of data inside your database. So filling manually takes a long time. Alright, so before we go ahead with the Laravel Faker, you guys go ahead and fire up your Laravel PHP Artisan Serve. As I said in the previous video, we have come here, say in our PHP My Admin, and if you guys observe here, we have created product. In our credit, we have created like say 3 records here. So as you can see here, we have created our records here as Kite, Ford car, and Toshiba. Okay, so how about if we, instead of inserting this, because this one's going to take a long time, so if I say copy paste this one, say 3 more times, it's going to come here. Say for example, it's going to come here, 51 more lines. Then if I copy paste just 9 records, it takes a long time. So, and the Laravel has a solution for this. So Laravel prevents you guys to come and waste your time. Say you put an insert and keep inserting your data, because Laravel is going to do it by itself. So as a successful Laravel developers, you guys should test your database all the time. So when your application goes, say for example, in debug mode, and you guys can see here the debug, you guys need to test it all the time in a real world, like a real world scenario. What happens when the real user is going to come inside your database? What happens? How your application is going to behave? So if you guys don't do this debugging, and if you guys don't test your database, then what happens? That you guys might miss something, and what happens then your database goes in the real world and something breaks down, and the hackers, they find out the solution. They're gonna study this error, and they're gonna attack and exploit your database. And once that thing happens, then it's gonna be the end of your database. It's going to be the end that the user is going to trust your database, our customer or client or your boss, whatever. So you guys should make application that's going to be very strong, secure, and should stand in every all weather website. Say for example, should stand every test that you guys going to do. So in order for us to do that, we have to say put like 300 records or 400 records in that. So and we're going to keep extensive testing. So you guys should develop this habit of extensive testing mechanism. You should have this sort of mentality, because your database might go, you guys might be thinking small database, but it might turn out to be very popular, and you're gonna have say for example 2 million user or 3 million user. So and the 3 million user compared to what you guys doing in Faker, for example, even if you put 20, it's gonna behave exactly the same. So if the database can take say for example this one 20, if the database can 300 or 3000, then the database can take 1 million records as well. No problem with that one. So in order for you guys to test it extensively, you guys need this Faker, because this Faker Laravel generates all the fake records for you. Say for example name, description, price, special price, log, whatever you guys call it. Alright, so now we're gonna put a student, and I'm gonna put these students, I'm gonna put a lot of say I'm gonna put a first name, last name, then I'm gonna show you guys name, how we're gonna develop the name, then we're gonna say email, phone, country, then we're gonna put a company description. So I'm gonna give you guys a lot of examples, so how you guys gonna create your say Faker. Okay, so we're gonna come here, as you guys see here, that normally I come here and say for example I open one more, because if you guys doing Laravel all the time, you guys need 2 of these to open. One for just your application to run, another one is for here to generate your controller and everything. So once you guys gets very advanced, then I'm going to show you a trick that I use it all the time, so you guys don't need this, and you guys can put your Laravel here straight away on the website. So but that's a trick, and not many people, some people they like it, some people they don't like it, but there is a trick that you guys don't need to fire up here like this. but because you guys learning, but that should be fine, because normally what I do is that I quickly do this. So I bring my index and everything here in the root, and then what happens, then I don't need this guy here to PHP artisan serve. I don't need this, but that's up to you, and in the future videos I'm going to show you guys that, but it's up to you if you want to like it, if you want to follow, you don't want to follow, it's all up to you. All right, so we're going to go ahead with Faker. So we're going to create some sort of student class, and I'm going to put a student, say for example first name, last name, then we're going to put a, say for example email, phone, for example country, for example company, then we're going to add for example description, whatever. So but you guys might be thinking descriptions got nothing to do with the student, but that's fine, because I'm just wanting to show you guys the maximum ones inside the Faker that you guys can create. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and create a student class. So I'm going to check if I have a model student. I'll go here inside my app, and so here I've got a students controller, but I don't have a students model here, but that's fine. Okay, so when you guys come here, if you guys see here, we have done migration, we have done product, and if you're looking here, this is a factory. This is say Faker, the factory that Laravel generates all these fake records. As the name suggests, it's a Faker, it means it's a fake records, but it's a fillable, it fills your database. It's, in the model you guys need to put the fillable. So if there is another method inside the Laravel which fills all this database. Alright, so now we're gonna come here, and we're gonna start. We're gonna navigate to our WAMP folder. So we're gonna go here, say WAMP 64, and send we cd www/Laravel, and we do slash first Laravel. That's our folder. And here now we're going to create say model in migration. So what we're going to do is that we have learned in the previous video, we put a PHP artisan, and then we put a make model, we put a student, and -m, as we want to create a migration as well. And we're going to check here. That's our migration students creating, the migrations models created, and our migrations creating. Okay, if you look in here, we have the students now here. So here you have Illuminate, database, eloquent, factory has factory. This is the one we are talking about, because this factory is gonna generate all these records. Alright, so a lot of programmers, they use fillable. There's something called in Laravel, it's called fillable. So we do protected. There is something called fillable. It means in Laravel it's a very secure way of us we create here, and we filled our database here. So we put a name, we put an email, and we put a phone, and we put a country. And what we're gonna do is that we're gonna put a city, then we're gonna put a company, for example, that's gonna be inside our database. Then we put a description. So this is gonna cover like a lot of our real world problems. Say for example, every now and then you guys need the name, email, phone, country, city, whatever, company, and description. So now we're gonna put our migration, and as you guys gonna see here, as I show you guys in the previous video. So we put a PHP artisan, we put a PHP artisan, and we put a migrate. Then we see status. That's our status. That's going to be the status of our here, because here we need to put the migrate the calendar table and the students table. All right, so now we gonna check here. We're gonna fill our here our migrations. So we have created the students, and we have created event, and that's going to be still waiting for to go inside the database. Okay, so now here we put an, for example, table name, table, and it's going to be the type string, and it's going to be name, for example. Alright, so now we have email, phone, country, and all of them is going to be the type string. So we put a email, this one company. Okay, so name, email, phone, country. So we put an email, and then we put a phone, and then we put a country, and then we're going to put it again one more time, city, company, description. We put a city, and then we put a company, and the last one is we're going to put description, and this one's going to be the type text. So it's going to be description, so our database has a name, it has an email, phone, country, city, company, and description. And we're going to see here we're going to have a name, email, phone, country, city, company, and description. That's going to be our model. So this in this one now you guys are going to see the relationship between the students and the table student here, and now you're going to see see the relation between the seeder. Now you're going to see that because we're going to create a seeder as well. All right, so now if we save all, we're going to come here and migrate. So we put a PHP artisan migrate. So our migration is ready. And you're going to see here that our table, everything is calendar and everything students table has been migrated here. So if you guys refresh, you're going to see our two tables. So this one's going to be the table students, and here we have table calendar. That's going to be the calendars, but we're going to work with the students. We are not going to work with calendar. So this one's this one's is migrated. So if we now check PHP artisan migrate, then we put a status, then we're going to see the status that all of them has been migrated. So if you're going to see whole green ones, if you see red ones, mean this one's waiting for this one's waiting for to go in as a migration. So you've got looking here that the batch 1, that's the first time we done, that's the second, and that's the third, and that's the fourth. So that's one, if you want to roll back, that's a stepwise, step 1, step 2, step 3. So this one comes as 1, it goes the other way around, but I don't want to confuse you. Now we're going to head towards our seeder, and we're going to put this one a little bit up. I'm going to put it a little bit up. Okay, so we put a PHP artisan, PHP, and then we're going to create seed, and we put a student table seeder. So our student table seeder has been created. If you look in here, we have a student table seeder has been created here. So now we're gonna put the truncate our table just in case. So we put a DB, we put a table, what's our table? Students, and we truncate that one, which is inbuilt function in Laravel. Now if you have noticed that if you hover, we have Illuminate support for SARS and DB, which you guys don't have. So we put a use, so we put a use Illuminate, and then database. So we're gonna check if the DB Illuminate support for SARS. So we put a support, we said for SARS, and we said DB. So if you hover, support for SARS and DB. Okay, now this one's done, and as you guys notice here, the product table, we're gonna do exactly the same ones, but differently with the students. Like PHP, we have name, email, phone, country, whatever here. So that's gonna be our migration. We're gonna close our migration, and we're gonna concentrate here in our student table seeder. So where is our student table? It's gonna be here. We're gonna fill this database here because at the moment it's empty, and we're gonna add our models as well. So we're gonna put a app backslash, we put a models, and we're gonna see what is our model. Our model name is the student, so we copy and we're gonna put it here. Alright, so now there is if you guys don't put the Faker, you can use your Faker here on top, or you can use your Faker at the bottom. So there you have two options. So if you put a, for example, make a Faker variable, you can use your Faker this way. You can put a Faker, and you can use a factory, and then you can use create. You can use it this way. You can use it this way, create, as we have done in our product. We can put this one create, but we put the name of the product here. We put it this way. So you can use a Faker, but you can navigate. So if you're gonna look here, Faker Faker factory, look at here like that. You can put it this way, or you can put it on top. Just copy this one from here. So here we put a use, for example, paste it here, Faker factory. If you want to put it on top, then you don't need this. If you want to put it on top, then you don't need this. And we put a Faker factory. You can put it as, and you can put a Faker. So now whenever you are guys using Faker, it means you guys using the Faker factory. You can but the first option is that you guys can create like this. So now you can put here Faker factory, and then you can put a create. So now you guys are removing this one. We just put a Faker. So the first one and this one going to be exactly the same. If you want to put as I said, like that, or if you want to put it here, you guys using this way, or as I said, you guys can use it this way. It's up to you. So this two way, but as long as you guys can put a Faker and create, Laravel knows what you guys talking about. But in here we did not put anything here. We just put a student, we put a product, and then we straight away create. Here you guys need to go with the help of Faker. Alright, so now we're gonna use a for loop, or we can use a for each. For each, if you guys know, for each we put for example, students as, we put a student. That's how we do normally with the PHP, students as a student, but you guys can change it, and we can put a range here. So we put a range, and the first one begin with 1, and for example the second one begin with 30 students we want to put it in our database, and we put a as, and we put an index. So we can do, for example, you can do with the for loop as well. We can do for, And as you guys are gonna see here, for example, some people they put I, and they start from 1, and then we do I is less than or equal to, say for example 30, and we do I plus plus. You can do this way as well. You can do this way, or you can do this way. So we're gonna try this way, then we're gonna try this way. We're gonna see, and then I'm gonna remove this. So we're gonna come and we're gonna see like this here, product, and we're gonna create. We're gonna copy this one because we are feeling a bit lazy, and we're gonna put it here. Now what happens is that it's gonna for each and for loops gonna iterate this one 30 times. So it's gonna range. We start from 1 in 30, and we put it as index, and then now this one's gonna iterate this one. But now because this one is not a product, but this one is a student, so we're gonna get this guy here from here, and we put this one here. We're gonna put it like this. Alright, so now for example the names is not going to be kite, but the name is going to be something different. So the name, we can use this guy here, Faker. We can copy, and that's going to be as like like dictionary. This is going to be the key, and this is going to be the value. What's the value is going to be? We can put a sentence, and we put a 2 inside the sentence. It means we want the 2 line. Okay, so what's the next one? The next one is going to be email. So we put an email here, email, and what's going to be the email? So the Faker is all the emails already emailed inside the Faker, and the Faker is going to have an email, and this one's going to be phone. Now we're going to put a phone here, phone, and we put a Faker, and we're going to put a phone number. So we put a phone number. So that's a phone number, and then there's going to be country. So this guy is going to be country. I'm going to put a country, and this one is going to be country, and we put a country. Alright, so now we're going to see city. So here it's going to be, we're going to copy this guy a few times. We're going to put it here, say now. It's going to be, say, city, and here we're going to put a city. Alright, so the last ones, and then it's going to be the name, email, phone, country, city, name, email, phone, country, city, and it's going to be company. So now we're going to see company, and now we're going to put a company here. Company, we're going to put a company, and the last one's going to be description. So we're going to fill that description here, and this going to be with the description. We are not going to put a description, and then we're going to put a paragraphs. We're going to put a paragraphs, and then one paragraph, and we're going to put a true. So we're going to see name, email, phone, country, and we're going to see name, email, phone, country, city, company, and then we're going to see city, and then going to be company, and then you're going to description. Alright, so now we want to insert all of this here in our students, which is the database here. So we're going to see, we're going to come in save all. Alright, so now we have a name, email, phone, country. It's going to be 7 here. Alright, so now we can put this one here inside the database seeder. You can put your class here if you wanna say we're gonna put it like that. We can put this one here, copy, and we can paste it, put it here. So here, but if you don't want to do this, for example, if you don't want to run this, you can run this way. We're gonna try to do different way. Now we're gonna use the class from here, so we can instead of using this one, we try to put our class. So this class gonna be, say, product table seeder. Sorry, it's gonna be students table seeder. We can put a students table seeder, student table seeder. So it's not a student table seeder. We can see here. Okay, so we can put a, we're gonna try differently. We're gonna put a student table seeder, and then we're gonna put it from here instead of using this one. We're gonna use now from here. So now we put a PHP artisan DB, put a PHP artisan, and we put a DB, and we put a seed. And if you guys put this one here, say for example here, because you guys going on straight away to database, you guys then don't need to put a class here. You guys don't need to put a class like this. I'm gonna paste it, student table seeder. You guys don't need to put this bit here. But if you guys don't put this one, say I'm gonna comment out this one, then we're gonna put a class here. Either way, you guys need to tell Laravel that you guys intending to run this one, student table seeder, because that's a class. Okay, so we're gonna see. So we're gonna see here. We're gonna see all our database here done. So we're gonna see here that we have included students, and we have the student Faker factory as a Faker. So you guys gonna see here, if you want to put a, for example, my Faker as my Faker, then you guys need to put a my Faker here, my Faker here. So that's our name. If you look in here, that's inside already provided, and paragraphs already provided, but the rest you guys gonna see here that we're gonna put it here. So now we're gonna run. So we want to put it here, and we press enter, and you're going to see. Alright, so now we got an error, and here column not found. So look like I misspell it, country. So COUNTRY, country, in the field list. Okay, so we're going to go and investigate here. You see it's a country. There is no I didn't put a COUNTRY, so it's supposed to be N here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna truncate this one. We're gonna put a country, and I'm gonna truncate my table. I'm gonna fix it. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna save all, because it says country. I'm missing one, so I'm gonna put a truncate PHP artisan. I'm going to truncate from my database. So this is called debugging. So if you're looking here, country is the N is missing. Okay, so I'm going to remigrate that one, and I'm going to run my this one again. Sorry about that, but we're going to see that's what programming all is all about. So we put a PHP artisan, we put a migrate, and we put a we put a rollback, and we put a step, we put a 1. So I want to roll back the first one. So I'm missing here. Okay, so I'm going to step back. Okay, so now my migration here is gone. Now I don't have a students. I'm going to remigrate. So I'm going to clear, and I'm gonna remigrate. So I'm gonna put a PHP migrate, because here I have fixed the travel, I have fixed the country. If you guys looking here, there was a mistake here, so I'm going to remigrate, and the tables go fixed. And if you look in here, we refresh, and you're going to see here the country is fixed. So now here we are going to save all. We're going to run our seeder back, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to student table seeder. So we're going to put a student table seeder, and we're going to hit enter, and you guys going to look at here, database seeding completed successfully. So now we're going to check our students table, we're going to refresh, and we're going to see here that we have now we have 30 here, we have 30 rows here. So if you look in here, 1 2, and we're going to here all the way to 30 because here our in our number of columns is 25 rows, it shows 25, but if you put a 50, we're going to see all our 30 rows here. So you guys gonna leave here, doesn't make sense. A lot of them it's just a filler, because Laravel fills these things here. So here the names, everything doesn't make sense. And because why? Because Laravel is just a filler. It just fills that thing, it just pretends that you guys this is the name. So here we have an email, and we have a phone, we have a country here. You guys look in here, there's just a few Sudan here, St. Lucia, and here Thailand, Australia, and just a fillers. If you look in here, that's just a record, just like we put something here inside here. So here that's our table. We have a huge table. So here, if you guys look in here, I have covered nearly all. We have covered as like name, email, phone, country, city, company, and description. So because you guys need all of them inside the database. So now you guys are going to look at here, just to create here products, 3 rows. It took us a long time. So it took us a long time here. We have created 3 rows, and now just create here with the 30 ones, it took us just one here, few lines here. Looking here, just a few lines. You just put it here 50 if you want 50, or 300 if you want 300 records, and this one's gonna be here. But if you don't want the record, just go here and just put a rollback. So now here, if you do rollback, you can put a step 1, stepwise, or it's up to you, whichever you guys want. So that's how the Faker inside the Laravel is, and that's how you guys gonna fill up your database, and you fill up your like this here, and this is the process involved. So I'll recap this one. So what I've done is here I have created students is here with the models, and I put a -m to create the migration, and I came here inside the migration. And if you guys want to put this one, this is very good if you want to put it to safeguard the fillables. That's just in case if you want to say the hacker is going to come and try to exploit your database, and maybe put something, for example, age. So if you put age, for example, because your model is not going to allow anything more than this. But hackers or bad people, they don't know this, that you guys already protected here, because the Laravel is going to only allow you to fill up these ones inside your database inside here. So that's how as I said, the MVC stands for model, and the model controls the database. And now controller, you can connect this one with through the controller between the model and the controller, between the model and the view. That's what is called MVC. And then the second step is that we came here and created our migration, and look in here, create a students table with the migration, and we have filled up this one with the exception that I missed here, the N with the country. So make sure you guys don't put this one, just in case if it doesn't work, just you come and revisit your country, because that was a good example of everybody makes, because there's a typo here. If there is a typo, then it's very hard for you guys to do this, but normally people come and copy, for example, copy all these one by one instead of looking at the fillable or the model, because I was looking at the model. So you look at your migration here, whatever you guys type here, make sure you guys going to put it inside your table seed. So once the migration is done, we migrated into our table, and if there is a problem, you just put a rollback step dash dash step 1, and then we look at here, we come here, we created the seeder. So here we have created few here. We put our Illuminate support DB, because we need this. That's a student's model, and that's the user factory. As I said, if you don't want to use this one, you can use it here. Make sure you put a backslash, you put a Faker, and you put a backslash. That's how it works. But if you don't want to put it here, you can put it on top. That's fine. So here you can put a for loop, or for each loop range, you just put a range. If you want to put 300, just put 300. I don't want to put that long, because 330 is enough as index, and you guys can create exactly like a product table. Just that's the name of your model, and you just create here. So you can put a name. If you have a like first name and last name, you can put a first name, for example, inside your database, for example, and then you guys can put a Faker, first name, and same as if you want to put a last name, for example, and you guys can put a Faker, last name. You can put it like this if it's last name inside your database, last name. But if it's just a name, you just put a sentence, just put I need a 2 sentence from Laravel. But if it's first name, you guys can put it camel case like this, and the Laravel knows what to do with the rest. Anything that you guys want to put inside the Laravel, just put a camel case here. Say for example in a Faker, if you want to put a phone number, just put a phone number like this in a camel case. And that's how the Laravel Faker works. So now you guys can test your database with the real users, with the real database here. So now Laravel has done everything. If you guys want a 300, Laravel is going to put a 300 for you, no problem. So that's the Faker in Laravel. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe my channel Korayawood. If you guys have any question or comment, leave in the comment box. Otherwise I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.